In this video, I'm going to give you 4 tips to help you reclaim your power after a difficult chapter. We are going to go from broken to blossoming. Well, hello, I am Danielle Brooks, and on this channel, I provide information and encouragement for women searching for freedom. I do that by sharing personal stories and lessons learned on my healing journey. Let's get into this video. 4 tips to help you reclaim your power after a disappointing chapter. Number 1, let go of the weight of expectations. My God, when I let go of expectations of others, expectations of society, these goals that I don't even know where they came from, all of a sudden they were mine, I let them go. Because before I let them go, when I went through various disappointments, it felt like it was even more crushing because of these imaginary goals and expectations, again, that I don't even know where they came from. I certainly didn't make them up, but all of a sudden, here I am feeling inadequate and under this pressure to perform. And so I would just encourage you to let go of all that. You are the only one living your life. You are the only one that knows how hard you tried, why you decided to do something different. And so just let go of those expectations. There's a quote that I want to share from an author named Valorie Burton. She's an amazing coach, and she trains other coaches, but she's also an author of probably over 15 books, I believe. This quote is from her book, Happy Women Live Better. And it says, when you let go of what your life should be, you are free to focus on what your life could be right now. I'm gonna just pause while we all just live in that moment. What could life be when we let go of the should be's? Just let it go, y'all. Let it go. For me, that was a big moment to redefine the opening for what success looked like for me. And I've not picked up any more expectations. I have a very low bar for myself. I'm going to share my one life goal at the very end of this video. And it's what gets me up every day. And I feel wonderful. I've let go of expectation. Number 2, a disappointing chapter can be reframed as a turning point. I love a good reframe. I love a good, let's turn that thing around. And so when we are facing adversity, I believe that it can be a catalyst for change in life. And for me, walking through a divorce after 19 years definitely was not something that I had ever hoped to do, ever wanted to encounter. But when I look back now over almost 5 years from the time the divorce was final, I have had exponential personal growth in my life across every area of my life in a positive way. And so now I look at that was a turning point for me. That was a moment where, okay, now I've tapped into who I really am. I have brought the little girl inside of me along and healing her on up, okay? During that year of my divorce, something else that I did that really helped me create the space to do this, I took on an individual contributor role where I had been leading people. Almost every job I've ever had in life, I've been a people leader. And I decided to take an individual contributor role because I just needed a moment to only be in charge of myself. I needed work to be at work. And when I came home, I needed to focus on me. I needed to get next steps going and what was life going to look like post-divorce. But even though I made that decision, even that felt like a disappointment. It felt like I was taking a step back. And I had to really turn that around for myself. And what helped me was some years prior to that, I had been working with a life coach. At that time, I was working with him to help me with time management because I had so many commitments. Again, on that life expectation, I was overcommitted, and I thought I was working with him to help me figure out, time management, how to get it all done and keep my wits about me. And once I laid everything out, all the commitments that I had, I remember meeting with him, and he just looked me in my eyes and said, "It is impossible for one person to do all of these things and do them well. And I want you instead, we're not going to work on time management, but instead, I want you to do two things for me." And he gave me two assignments, and one of them was to journal about my romanticized life. And the second one was he challenged me to think about not managing, not leading people at work, at church, to really think about letting go of all those things and spend some time in a lesser role and begin to explore my core values. Because when I first started working with him, I really couldn't name my core values. Needless to say, at that time, I could not comprehend doing either one of those assignments during my time coaching with him. I was so wound up and wrapped up in those expectations that I just couldn't do the assignment, and we ended up moving on to some other things. But I just felt like I had made commitments and I needed to see them through. And that was it. So we moved on to some other things. But I'll say in this turning point moment, I was so glad that I held on to the notes from that session, because in the aftermath of my divorce, I was able to take those notes and journal about my romanticized life. And those initial notes became the blueprint of the life that I am creating now, that some of those things I am walking in now. I am walking in the power of that vision. I also took some time to establish my core values that help guide me into this place of power, that help guide my decision making. Things need to be in alignment with my core values before I commit to them. People, we need to be having similar values if you're going to be an up close person in that inner circle with me. Before, I just didn't have those kinds of boundaries or that grounding for myself, and it led to some of these disappointments. But I am so grateful to be in my power, and part of it, again, is that turning around, reframing a disappointing chapter into a place of catalytic growth for yourself. Number 3, embracing the future of possibilities. Now, I will tell you, in the aftermath of things, all I could do was look back at what went wrong, look back at what I should have, could have, would have done, look back at, if this, then that, look back in lament, look back in grief. And there is a time for that. But reclaiming your power requires a forward motion. Embracing what is possible. What does the future hold? And so I believe after a difficult chapter, there is a great opportunity for a fresh start, for a new page. Books have many chapters. And if we are all still here, still breathing, you're watching this video, you have chapters yet to unfold in your life. And so, a couple of things when I looked at embracing the future of possibilities, when I first was divorced, I was like, I ain't never going out with a man again. I'm just going to be by myself. Maybe I'll be a cat lady. I can't do it. And part of that was also just, I was hurt. I was in so much pain that I began to just, want to protect my heart. And but something in that possibility allowed me to open my heart back up. And so, I did date, I did enter into and explore a relationship. And, I was proud of myself because I was able to maintain my agency inside that relationship. I didn't lose myself. I didn't, I remember early dating, I was like, listen, I am not girlfriend material. I just want to go places and have some companionship because I'm not cooking. I don't want to know your favorite anything. I just want to go places and have, somebody to go with. That's it. I'm not girlfriend material out here. But I will say that there was a genuine fondness there, and it let me know that I was healing. And so being open to the future possibility, even though that relationship didn't, go beyond some casual dating, I realized, our values weren't quite aligned. And I was able to walk away, without any incident. But it was, again, part of that being open, embracing what could be. And so I would just encourage you to be open to possibilities. Another story I'll tell, in that job that I had taken, in the individual contributor role, my boss was amazing. We had become pretty good friends, but the job, was not paying what I really needed to make some different financial moves. Post divorce, it was very tight financially. I was climbing out of a lot of debt, and I had an opportunity where I was recruited into the current job I have now. And that story is a whole other story for a whole other day about the miraculous way that that opportunity came to pass. But I will say that it was a tough transition for me, letting go of that over responsibility of loyalty to this job and really choosing myself. Again, being open to the future possibility of, what this other role could provide for me, and being able to leave that other position well. It was also a moment where I realized, my past doesn't define my future. I really had felt like, well, I had to do this and I don't want to feel like I'm just jumping around. Well, no, there are other possibilities. It's not just a one and done decision. And so when you embrace possibilities after a disappointment, it strengthens you. I believe it strengthened me. I could just only give you this is my opinion, and sharing what happened for me. I realized that, there was more for me, that as I began to live into that romanticized life, that blueprint of this life I was creating, part of it required me to have some different funds. And so that possibility, I'm walking in it now, I'm living in it now, and I'm even excited about other possibilities that are coming after this. And fourth, final tip I will give you to reclaim your power is finding meaning. Finding meaning for your life and for yourself. Again, going back to tip number one, when you have the weight of these expectations that you didn't even sign up for, they can't possibly have meaning for you. Or for me, they didn't have any meaning for me. It was just the hamster wheel, just the track I thought I needed to be on. And so for me, redefining what success looked like for me was having a life that was meaningful. And that means pursuing my passions. being creative, having a creative outlet, and cultivating healthy relationships. That's what's important to me. That is what is meaningful to me. As I mentioned, going through that core values exercise, finding meaning is being able to contribute to the world in a way that aligns with my values, to be in relationship in a way where I can walk fully in my values. And my core values are joy, play, curiosity, integrity, and accountability. I'm not going to be anywhere where I cannot be my full self, my joyful self. I can't, I won't, I refuse. And so I'm just grateful that I now know those are the limitations for me and how I make decisions. That's how I move in the world. And that step of finding meaning, I just stand in my full power wherever I am. I stand and operate in my values wherever I am. I'm grounded, I'm firm. And I'm just grateful that I went through that exercise, because that truly has been a big part of what has allowed me to step all into power I didn't even know that I had. And so our final thought I'll say is also, with joy being one of my values, just finding joy in the journey of life. And as I said, I would leave you with my one singular goal in life is just to make a positive impact wherever I go. That's it. That is it. That's my one singular goal. I used to be, a daytimer, girly. People probably I don't even know if they still make daytimers. I would have goals on top of goals and sub goals and all these things I was going to do. And I do believe that there is room for some level of planning, but truly, when your goals are aligned and you are clear about where you are going, I just don't even need to operate on that level of granularity in a goal process. I just don't. I make decisions from a different place. I spend money from a different place because, again, I have this overall vision for my romanticized life that's my one goal, to just leave a positive impact in the world, in any space I am in. And so that's all I have for you today in this video. 4 tips for reclaiming your power after disappointment. Number 1, let go. Let it go. Let go of the expectation. Number 2, reframe that disappointing chapter into a turning point. It's a turning point. Turn the page. Number 3, embrace the future possibilities. Embrace what might be. Embrace newness. And number 4, find meaning. Find your meaning, what success means to you. And you will be all powerful. You will be out here blossoming all over the place, all powerful, when you know who you are, why you are, and what you want to do. That is your power place. And I want that for everyone who has come across this video. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you are here till the end, I hope you like and subscribe. If you want to see more of this content, thanks again. Leave me a comment below. How have you reclaimed your power? Let me know if this is something that resonates with you. And as always, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.